Alright, welcome to this tutorial. This is about how do you use simple selectors with jQuery. If you want to see all the signs and how exactly you select everything and which selectors you can use and how you traverse elements, you can always refer to the jQuery cheat sheet. It's if you go to Google and type in jQuery cheat sheet, you'll see a lot of the commands you can use in jQuery. I'm just going to show you a little bit about how to put a value in a text box and how to retrieve a value from a text box. Now the first thing you see I've done here is I put a $, function, parentheses, and ending. Basically what I'm saying here is jQuery, because that's the $. When everything is loaded, do this. And we have a text box down here. So let's say I want to put a value in the text box, and I want to do it based on the ID of the text box. You have to use the number sign. The number sign is the same as ID. So I say my input box dot val. Dot val is value, and say my value. I save it, I refresh, and I now have my value in a text box. I can do it based on the class. Instead of a number sign, which is ID, I use a period, which means class, and I type in my class. I save it. Refresh, it still gives it the value. We can check that it's not cached. Let's put a number 2 in there. Works fine. Save that. Alright, then you can also be more specific. You can merge these and say, well, it has to be ID my input box with my class. And as you can see here, I don't have any spaces or anything. I can even specify it even more, saying colon and then saying input. So I'm saying this ID with this class, and it has to be an input. It has to be an input element. I go over here, and it works. Now see, whatever you put in here is what you call this is the selector. What element are we selecting? So you're not just selecting one thing, you're selecting everything that matches your selector. So let's try another example. Let's say my class. Let's just remove this ID so we can keep the code clean. Let me try to put a couple of different input text boxes here. Now you're going to see what happens. All the boxes will get my value because they all match this selection, which makes jQuery very powerful. It's very, very simple. With one line of code, you can actually do a lot of things. You can even say only the first one. You can say odd, and it does the odd ones. You can even do EQing, where you actually can say number 4 or number 3. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. Now that you know that you actually select everything, then you might want to ask yourself, well, how do I do something specific to each box? And can I do something with one box and something with another box, just like typing it like this? And you actually can. We can actually say each and do a function. Now this means that every time jQuery finds my class, defined as a class on whatever it is, whatever kind of element, it will process a function. So we can say this val my value. And the cool thing here is you only have to refer to this. This is actually referring to this. This is the function, whatever was passed to the function. So my class, whatever jQuery finds, it passes to the function, and it will always have this. You can also give it an index in the function. So you can actually say that we want to do it like this. My value equals plus index. And as you can see, it actually counts every time for you, as you would do in a for loop. Now this can be useful for a lot of things. I mean, you can, for instance, say if index equals 5, let's say differ from 5, so we won't do the last one. So you can do a lot of cool things. You're gonna use this each command a lot of times. It's a very good command. Now there's another thing we could do. Let's say we didn't want to touch this one. What you can actually do, what I usually do, I usually have a class I call skip, and it's just because for me it's logical that the name skip means skip this, don't do anything. So if I do like this, I still want to find my class, of course, but I want to say nut.skip. So I want to find every element that have my class, but not if it also has the class skip. So let's see if that works. And it did. See, it literally skipped it because it goes from 3 to 4. So that is a little bit about the simplicity on selectors in jQuery. As I said, there is a lot of different kind of selectors you can run. I can show you a brief overview of what the jQuery cheat sheet is and how you can do different selections based on attributes and names and children, and is it a button or a checkbox. But all this we'll get into in a later tutorial.